Sheikh Hamdan, a gentle heart beneath a royal crown, a soul who lifts the world each time it tries to fall down. His smile is like a sunrise spilling gold across the sand. A blessing to the weary, a mercy to the land. He walks among his people as if he walks through family, carrying love like oceans carry waves endlessly. No throne could make him distant, no title makes him tall, for his greatness lives in kindness, in the way he loves us all. They call him Fazza, a poet with a heart that never sleeps, a guardian of his nation, a shepherd of souls he keeps. He listens to the whisper of a stranger on the street, and answers with a warmth that makes broken spirits meet. The horses know his footsteps, the falcons know his call, the children know his laughter. He belongs to them all. A prince who bends to comfort instead of standing above. A ruler, yes, but more than that, he is a fountain of love. He walks where winds remember the stories of the past, and plants hope in hearts like seeds meant to last. The desert hums with gratitude, the mountains bow in grace, for everywhere he wanders, joy lights up the place. He speaks in words that heal, and in silence that embraces, bridges every divide, erasing all dark spaces. No heart too small, no soul too tired. He reaches every spirit like flames that never expire. Even the stars lean closer, listening to his dreams. The rivers flow with gentleness, reflecting moonlight beams. He is laughter in sorrow, he is courage in fear, a hand to hold, a voice to hear. He walks through gardens of palms, where the scent of earth is sweet. Every soul he meets becomes a friend, every heart he greets. The old feel young again, the lonely feel embraced. For love flows from him endlessly, no kindness goes to waste. Children gather round his feet, their laughter like a song. And he bends to meet their eyes where innocence belongs. He lifts the fallen with a hand that trembles not. His courage intertwined with mercy, a light that cannot be bought. The poets write his name with ink that blushes gold. Stories of his tender heart, endlessly retold. He knows the pain of strangers, the sorrow of the weak, and turns despair to hope with every word he speaks. Even in the quiet night, when stars are still and cold, he sends his thoughts like lanterns, for the young and for the old. A soul that loves without condition, a heart that never tires, a beacon in the darkness, igniting secret fires. The desert bows to him, the sand whispers his praise, the mountains sing his courage in the morning haze. The birds that sweep across the skies feel safer in his shade, and the flowers bloom brighter where his gentle hands have played. No one feels forgotten, no one feels alone, for his love wraps around them, softer than stone. He carries the world lightly, yet with strength profound, a prince of every heart where true love is found. Even when storms rage, he smiles through the rain, turning pain into laughter, turning sorrow into gain. He is the friend of all, the brother of every soul, a presence that completes, a spirit that makes whole. He walks among the markets where voices rise and fall, yet every greeting he returns feels like the softest call. The merchants pause their bargaining to see his gentle smile, and for a fleeting moment life seems lighter for a while. He listens to the elders, their wisdom old and deep, and shares in their memories the promises they keep. The youth see in his eyes a future full of light, a guide who shows the way when the path is out of sight. He knows the burden of those who labor through the day, and offers them encouragement in his quiet, tender way. The sick feel strength within his words, a balm upon their pain, and even in their trials his presence is their gain. The poets sing of Fazza, a heart that cannot break, of every gentle action, of every choice he makes. The desert winds carry tales of his unending care, whispering to the travelers the mercy he will share. Even in solitude he reaches out with thought, finding those who suffer, healing what life has wrought. No judgment mars his vision, no anger clouds his mind, only love unbounded, endless and kind. The rivers bend their course to hum along his way, and nightingales at twilight sing of him each day. The clouds that drift above seem brighter where he stands, a prince whose only kingdom is hearts held in his hands. He laughs with children running through the open sand, and with each step he takes he seems to heal the land. No soul too distant, no spirit too lost. His love knows no boundaries, pays no human cost. Even the moon rises earlier to see him in the night, its silver light dancing softly upon his sight. A guardian of all hearts, a brother to the weak, his voice is calm, his touch is strong, yet tender when he speaks. He walks where the camels rest beneath the setting sun, And even the desert sighs in peace when his day is done. The travelers on distant roads feel guided by his light, a steady hand through darkness, a warmth against the night. He visits villages where the weary hearts reside, and sits with them in silence, letting love be their guide. No voice too small to hear, no story left untold. Every sorrow shared with him becomes a treasure of gold. The fishermen along the shore hum songs he seems to know. Their nets seem fuller, and their spirits start to glow. The falcons that soar high seem drawn to his gaze, circling him in reverence through endless desert haze. He speaks of hope, yet never speaks with pride. Every word a gentle current, a river flowing wide. The poets and the painters, the storytellers and the seers, all bow to him with reverence, yet he smiles without fears. He remembers every face he has ever met, every joy, every pain, every tear, every threat. And though the world is vast, and hearts are sometimes far, his love travels farther, reaching every scar. The elders find comfort in his patient, quiet ways. The children laugh louder in the warmth of his gaze. Even the nightingale, perched softly on a tree, sings a sweeter song when Sheikh Hamdan walks free. He brings no judgment, no envy, no disdain, only love unbroken, only sunshine after rain. His heart is a sanctuary, open to all, a place where weary souls can rise after a fall. The stars seem to twinkle more brightly in his presence, as if the universe itself feels his essence. A prince not for power, but a prince for the soul, whose mission is not rule, but making the broken whole. And in his gentle laughter the world feels light, every burden less heavy, every sorrow less tight. He is Sheikh Hamdan, a heart that truly knows the secret of life. Love is all that grows. He walks along the coastline where the waves meet the shore, and every soul who sees him feels lighter than before. The fishermen greet him with respect and gentle cheer, for his presence alone makes their burdens disappear. He visits schools where children learn to dream, and tells them stories brighter than the sun's own gleam. He whispers courage into hearts that fear the climb, and teaches them that love transcends the bounds of time. Even the camels pause to drink when he draws near, and the wind itself seems softer, calmer when he's here. The merchants offer dates and bread, their eyes full of delight, for they know a heart like his turns every wrong to right. He speaks with poets, painters, and those who write in sand, and lifts their words to skies no ruler could command. Every gesture, small or grand, is filled with gentle care, as though he threads a tapestry of love into the air. The villages remember the days he comes to stay, and even when he leaves, his kindness does not stray. It lingers in the markets, it lingers in the fields, a silent gift to all, a love that gently yields. The sick and weary find strength in his calm embrace. The lonely find their hearts revived in his gentle grace. No crown could weigh him down, no title dim his light, for his love flows freely a river in the night. He speaks not for the power, nor acts for fleeting fame, but moves among the people, forever just the same. A heart that knows no limits, a soul that always gives, a life that teaches all the art of how to live. Even in the darkest hour when despair surrounds the land, his words fall softly, like rain upon the sand. He carries every burden, he lifts each weary sigh, a prince not of possessions but of hearts that never die. And as the sun sets gently, painting skies in crimson hue, every soul who knows him whispers silently, "It's true. Sheikh Hamdan is a heart that loves without an end, a friend to every living thing, a brother and a friend." He walks through ancient streets where history sleeps, and every corner listens as his quiet mercy seeps. The walls remember whispers of his gentle ways, and the echoes of his laughter brighten even darkest days. He greets the elders first with reverence in his tone, and bends to touch their hands though they are not his own. The children run to him with joy in every step, knowing that his love is a promise carefully kept. The farmers in the fields feel his respect in the sun, and watch their labor flourish, their hearts forever one. Even the desert blooms as if aware of his gaze, and the winds themselves seem kinder in his days. He speaks with clarity, yet humbly bends his head, for he knows the worth of listening more than words said. Every sorrow that he meets is softened by his grace, and every frightened soul can find in him a place. The poets sing of Fazza, of every act of care, of the laughter he bestows, of the burdens he will bear. The artists paint his presence in colors bright and rare, and even time itself seems gentler when he's there. He walks beside the sick with patience in each stride, and sits with those who suffer, keeping pain aside. The lonely find a voice within his steady heart, and broken dreams are mended as his kindness plays its part. He brings no judgment, only warmth that heals, turning despair into hope with every love he reveals. Even when the stars rise high in the deep night sky, they seem to shine more brightly when Sheikh Hamdan is nearby. He lifts the spirits of the weak, the timid, the unsure, and through his love and presence, they find courage to endure. A prince among his people, yet equal to the meek, a soul whose gentle words are more than anyone could speak. And as the moon rises soft, bathing deserts in its glow, all hearts feel the presence of a love that continues to grow. For Sheikh Hamdan, a heart that belongs to everyone, walks among the people, a living, shining sun. He walks beside the rivers where waters softly flow, and every soul that meets him feels a gentle glow. The fishermen pause their nets to see his kindly face, and in that fleeting moment, the world becomes a place of grace. He visits humble homes where hearts are burdened low, and lifts their spirits higher than they ever thought could grow. The children whisper secrets only he can understand, and he replies with patience, lending every helping hand. He walks beneath the palms where shadows dance and play, and teaches all around him that love lights up the day. The elders nod in quiet awe at every word he speaks, and even mountains bow their heads to honor those he seeks. The poets write of Fazza, in ink as soft as night, describing how his laughter turns the darkness into light. The artists paint his kindness in colors rich and rare, and every stroke they lay reflects the love he wears. He visits the wounded, the lost, and those who grieve, offering hope and solace, teaching hearts to believe. No gesture goes unnoticed, no soul is left behind, for his love flows endlessly, unbroken and unconfined. Even the desert sands seem brighter where he treads, and every weary traveler feels warmth in what he spreads. The falcons in the sky soar higher at his gaze, and the stars themselves seem brighter in his gentle ways. He lifts the lonely spirits, he eases every pain. He turns despair to laughter, he brings sunshine after rain. A prince not of possessions, but of hearts both near and far. A soul whose love transcends all boundaries, reaching every star. And when the night grows silent and the moon casts silver beams, all hearts remember Fazza, the keeper of their dreams. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without an end, walks among the people, their brother and their friend. He walks along the valleys where the wildflowers grow, and every soul that sees him feels a tender, gentle glow. The farmers pause their labor to meet his smiling eyes, and the winds carry whispers of his love across the skies. He visits towns where hope seems distant and dim, and brings a light of courage, a song upon a hymn. The children run beside him, their laughter fills the air, and every heart he touches feels the comfort of his care. The elders speak in reverence of his patient ways, and even time seems gentler, counting softer days. The poets sing of Fazza, their ink flows like the streams, capturing the essence of his laughter and his dreams. He walks with grace among the sick and the weak, and lends a listening heart to all who cannot speak. The lonely find a friend in his compassionate soul, and the broken find completion as his kindness makes them whole. Even the birds that soar above seem to pause and see. A prince whose heart belongs to all, gentle as can be. The desert sand reflects his warmth under the sun, and every weary traveler knows their journey has begun. He carries no judgment, he bears no cruel disdain, only endless empathy, easing every pain. Even in the darkest hour, when despair seems near, he whispers hope so softly it dries the quiet tear. The rivers bend their paths to mirror back his grace, and flowers bloom brighter when he passes through the place. He lifts the spirits of the timid, the frightened, the unsure, teaching hearts to love again, teaching hearts to endure. And as the stars awaken, twinkling high above, they witness a man whose life is a testament of love. For Sheikh Hamdan, a heart that knows no bounds, walks among the people where true compassion surrounds. He walks through city streets where life rushes fast, and yet his presence slows the world, making moments last. The merchants smile and greet him, their voices soft and warm, for in his gentle bearing no heart can face a storm. He visits schools where young minds reach toward the sky and plants seeds of courage that will grow when they try. The children's laughter follows him like sunlight through the day, and even the shadows of the walls seem to dance and play. The elders share their stories, their wisdom old and deep, and he listens with a patience that makes every memory keep. He comforts the weary, he lifts the burdened soul, and every broken spirit finds in him a gentle whole. The poets write of Fazza, of his endless tender heart, of every act of kindness, every piece of art. The artists paint his image with colors bright and true, for every brushstroke carries the love he always knew. He walks beside the rivers where waters sing and shine, and every heart that meets him feels a warmth that is divine. The fishermen bless him softly, the nets seem fuller now, as if the tides themselves obey his unspoken vow. He lifts the spirits of the lonely, the timid, and the meek, and gives a voice to the voiceless, a hope to those who seek. A prince not for his crown, but for the love he freely shares. A heart that carries millions, a soul that always cares. Even in the darkest night when stars hide from the sky, his presence is a lantern and his love will never die. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without end, walks among the people, their brother, guide, and friend. He walks along the dunes where the winds softly sweep, and every soul that sees him feels their troubles start to sleep. The travelers pause their journey to feel his gentle grace, and every weary heart finds peace within his embrace. He visits towns where laughter has faded from the air, and brings a spark of joy that makes the people care. The children run beside him, their smiles lighting the way, and even in the shadows his presence turns night to day. The elders speak of Fazza with love and deep respect, for every act of kindness leaves a mark none can neglect. The poets write his praises, the singers lift their tune, for even the desert seems to shine beneath the moon. He walks beside the sick, the lonely, and the poor, and every word he utters opens a secret door. No heart too broken, no spirit too far, for his love reaches all, like a guiding northern star. Even the mountains bow gently to his passing stride, and the rivers seem to sing with him by their side. The birds pause mid-flight to listen to his song, for every creature knows the heart where they belong. He carries no pride, only humility and care, and every gesture shows a love beyond compare. Even in the darkest moments when despair seems near, his gentle voice can calm the trembling and the fear. The flowers bloom brighter where his footsteps tread, and even the sands of time seem softer where he's led. He lifts the timid, he strengthens the weak, and teaches through his actions the language hearts speak. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without end, walks among the people, their brother, guide, and friend, and all who see him know the truth within their heart. That love is the greatest power, and he has played his part. He walks through ancient courtyards where history softly sleeps, and every stone remembers the kindness that he keeps. The elders bow in quiet awe, the children run and cheer, for Sheikh Hamdan's presence turns every shadow clear. He visits homes where hope has faded from the walls, and through his gentle words, he answers silent calls. The sick feel strength return, the lonely feel embraced, and every weary spirit finds in him a resting place. The poets write of Fazza, their verses full of grace, describing how his laughter lights every shadowed space. The painters capture moments of his unending care, and every brushstroke whispers love beyond compare. He walks beside the rivers, listening to their flow, and every soul he meets feels a warmth that seems to grow. The fishermen smile softly, the nets seem fuller now, as if the water itself honors his unspoken vow. He lifts the timid spirits, he comforts those in pain, turning tears to laughter, sunshine after rain. A prince not for possessions, not for glory or for fame, but for the endless love he gives and the light that bears his name. Even in the quiet night when stars hide from the sky, his heart shines like a lantern and his love will never die. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without end, walks among the people, their brother, guide, and friend. The deserts hum his praises, the mountains bow in grace, and every heart he touches finds a sacred, peaceful place. He speaks with gentle wisdom, his eyes reflecting care, and every soul who meets him feels his presence everywhere. He teaches through his actions, through every word and deed, that the greatest gift of all is love for those in need, a heart unbound by distance, a soul untouched by strife, a life that spreads compassion to every path and life. He walks along the shoreline where the waves kiss the sand, and every soul that sees him feels a warmth so grand. The fishermen greet him softly, the nets shine in the sun, for every heart he touches feels a love that can't be undone. He visits villages where hope has seemed to fade, and brings a light of courage, a gentle serenade. The children laugh beside him, their eyes alive with cheer, and even in the quiet his presence feels near. The elders speak with reverence, the poets sing his name, the artists paint his kindness, immortalizing his flame. Every gesture, every word carries love profound, and in his every action, true compassion is found. He walks beside the sick, the lonely, and the weak, and in his presence, even the voiceless find the strength to speak. No heart too far, no soul too small, his love stretches endlessly, embracing all. The desert blooms brighter under his gentle gaze. The mountains whisper softly, the rivers sing his praise. Even the stars above twinkle a little more bright, as if they themselves recognize the warmth of his light. He lifts the spirits of the timid, gives courage to the shy, turns sadness into laughter, dries every tear we cry. A prince not for titles, not for power or for fame, but for the endless love he spreads and the lives he reclaims. Even in the darkest night, when silence holds the land, his heart shines like a beacon, a guiding, gentle hand. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without end, walks among the people, their brother, guide, and friend. The winds carry his laughter, the sun reflects his grace. Every heart he touches finds a soft, sacred place. He teaches through his kindness, through each tender deed, that the world is made brighter by love's eternal seed. And all who meet him know, in hearts both near and far, that Sheikh Hamdan's love is a guiding northern star, a soul unbound by distance, a heart that always gives, a life devoted to showing the world how everyone lives. He walks through gardens blooming under morning's gentle light, and every flower seems to rise to greet his peaceful sight. The fragrance follows softly like a prayer in the air, as though the earth itself feels blessed because he's there. The children chase the butterflies that flutter at his feet, and he laughs with such kindness that the world feels complete. The mothers smile warmly, their hearts filled with ease, for his presence brings comfort like a soft desert breeze. The elders tell their stories, and he listens without haste, honoring every memory, letting none go to waste. He nods with deep respect to every tale they share, for he knows wisdom blossoms only when someone truly cares. The poets write of Fazza as the light of countless days, a river of compassion flowing in gentle ways. The singers raise their voices in melodies of grace, and every note they lift is a tribute to his embrace. He walks among the poor with humility and love, a heart that mirrors mercy like the sky mirrors above. He kneels beside the broken, offering warmth and cheer, and in his soothing words their sorrows disappear. The horses gather round him, sensing kindness in his breath, and even the falcons bow with wings in quiet depth. All creatures feel his presence, gentle, soft, serene, for love flows from within him, pure and evergreen. He guides those who falter, who feel lost or unsure, teaching them that hope remains, strong and pure. His compassion has no borders, his love has no wall, for he gives with open heart, embracing great and small. Even the ocean waves seem softer when he's near, as though they whisper stories only he can hear. The moon lifts its silver veil to shine upon his way, blessing every traveler who walks beside him in the day. He comforts the sorrowful with words both warm and wise, and lifts the heavy burdens no one else even tries. A prince whose soul is gentler than the calmest seas, whose touch restores the spirit like the softest breeze. And everywhere he walks, hearts open like a door, receiving love so endless, yearning always for more. For Sheikh Hamdan, a person who loves without end, lives as the world's compassion, its guardian, its friend. Love walked with me again tonight, soft as moon dust, warm as breath, a whisper rising from the quiet earth, where memories sit and wait to be touched. You stood before me, not young, not old, but eternal, a soul untouched by calendars, a heart that beats outside of time. I looked at you, and the years between us fell apart, like paper burned by a gentle flame, slow, glowing, disappearing into gold. Your hands touched mine, not with the shyness of youth, nor with the trembling of age, but with the confidence of someone who has already lived 1,000 lives and still chooses me. Some said it was strange. Some whispered it was wrong. Some looked at us with the eyes that measure dates, not destinies, but love, true love, the kind that rises from the soul, not the skin, not the birth year, not the count of days. It cared for none of that. Your laughter erased decades. My tears dissolved doubts. And our bond, oh, our bond, It tied two worlds together, like dawn tying night and day into one horizon. When I leaned on your shoulder, I felt safety older than mountains, and tenderness younger than spring. When you spoke my name, it felt like the truth, finally remembering itself. They asked me, "How can you love someone who lived more seasons than you?" I answered softly. "How can I not? For your wisdom held me like a blanket around a trembling heart, and my passion lit the corners of your silent memories, where light had not reached in years. We healed each other, you with patience, me with hope. We grew, you downward to my youth, me upward to your depth, meeting in the middle, like two rivers sharing the same ocean. Tonight we walked again, the moon behind us, the stars above us, the earth beneath us, and no number between us. Love doesn't see age, it only sees souls. And when souls recognize each other, even eternity steps aside to let them pass.